Diros Caves are located in the Bay of Diros on the western coast of the Laconian Peninsula in southern Peloponnese, Greece. These extraordinary caves, inhabited since Neolithic times and explored since 1949, are an awe-inspiring experience. The entrance is just steps away from the beach. Visitors descend approximately 20 steps into the underground caves. There's an immediate drop in temperature as you board boats to travel on during a 40-minute tour through the intricate cave complex of passages and galleries. Millions of years ago, beautiful and dramatic formations of stalactites and stalagmites of all shapes and sizes formed when the sea started to rise to create this underground river. Halogen lights illuminate the spectrum of colors and textures created by these natural forces as we glide through the crystal waters of the subterranean river, through some large areas with tall ceilings, while other times squeezing through tiny openings of the cave. There are approximately 2,800 waterways among the vast caverns of caves covering 4 miles. The ferryman guides only speak Greek, and we were lucky to have Greta from Greek Tourism with us to translate some of the facts and history of the cave, the names of the different rooms that we traveled through, and the interesting formations that had been given descriptive names. Europe's oldest capital, Athens, is the largest city in Greece, with a sprawling population of 4 million. Seeing the Acropolis and the Pantheon, and enjoying many other historic 5th century BC buildings and landmarks, is a big part of Athens, and not to be missed. But that's not all there is to do in the Greek capital. Breaking up the sightseeing should be fulfilled with a little Greek shopping. There are pedestrian streets with shops selling all kinds of things. Commercial chain stores, tons of souvenir and independent shops selling dresses, armor, wreaths, and trinkets. Over the last decade, Greece has become a popular site for bungee jumping. Zulu Bungee in the Corinth Channel is one such adventure. About an hour drive outside of Athens, the bungee jumping spot sits 230 feet high amidst rocky walls where extreme sports enthusiasts and daredevils harness up for the exhilarating jump. The port city of Heraklion is the capital and largest city on the Greek island of Crete. It's famous for its vibrant nightlife. Restaurants and many establishments stay open late at night, giving tourists and locals much to do. Gelato is a specialty, as are other traditional Greek foods. The 500-year-old Rocco Amir Fortress is one of the more emblematic symbols of the city, dominating the port. And the initial building of the Church of Aegean Titos was originally built by the Byzantine in the 10th century and is an important monument in Crete. Only a half hour from the hustle and bustle of the city is Lagaria. Lagaria is a quaint seaside village with a relaxed vibe. It's lined with alfresco cafes, laid-back tavernas, and plenty of places to stay. Because the town is set in a protected bay, its luscious, calm waters make it a popular destination for families to enjoy swimming, boating, and kayaking. The King George Hotel is a luxury collection boutique hotel in the heart of Athens. The historic hotel dates back to the 1930s and overlooks the Acropolis from its penthouse suite, where JauntTV got a private cooking class on how to make stuffed zucchini flowers from executive chef Asterios Koutsides. In a large pot on a medium heat, sauté 6 to 8 spring onions, a clove of garlic, 2 zucchini, a carrot, and herbs such as fennel and dill in a 1/4 cup of olive oil until slightly soft. Add a cup of bulgur to the mixture. Then some vegetable stock. Season with salt and pepper, chili flakes, and lemon zest, and stir until the ingredients are mixed together well. In a separate large clay pot, place the herb stalks and bay leaves and add some onion rings to create an herb bed. Fill half of the zucchini flowers with the mixture and fold the edges. Place the stuffed zucchini flowers on top of the herb bed. Season and pour hot vegetable stock and the olive oil. Cook covered in a 350-degree oven for 35 to 40 minutes until the bulgur is ready. Uncover and cook for 5 more minutes, roasting the surface. Take it out of the oven and separate the liquids. For the egg lemon sauce, separate and whisk 2 egg yolks with a little water to make fluffy. Add a half a cup of yogurt, then gradually add the 1/4 cup of lemon juice, salt and pepper. Next, pour the oven liquids into the egg and lemon sauce with fresh verbena. Once done, add the sauce to the clay pot and shake the liquid down in heat. Serve and garnish with some fresh herbs. Kale Orexi! While at the King George Hotel in Athens, JauntTV got a private cooking class from Chef Asterios Koustoudis on how to make traditional Cretan cheese pies from safkia. These thin pies are a cross between a crepe and a pancake and are filled with delicious soft cheese. The pies are made with dough, dairy produce, and soft white cheeses, in this case, myzithra, a whey cheese made from sheep or goat's milk or both. Place 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil, a 1/4 cup of water, a 1/4 tablespoon of salt, and a half a shot of Reiki, an unsweetened anise-flavored alcoholic drink. Knead to create soft dough, and then cover and let it rest in room temperature for about an hour. Cut the dough and roll into 1/2-inch discs. Place the cheese ball in the middle of the dough disc and fold it within the dough. Use a dough roller and roll out thin discs. In a pan at medium heat, with a teaspoon of olive oil, fry the cheese pita for 1 minute on each side until a little golden brown. They're ready. Serve them hot with honey and sesame seeds on top. Delish! No place in Greece is far from the coast, so you can count on finding fresh seafood dishes everywhere. Nafplio is a seaport town in eastern Peloponnese, about 60 miles from Athens, with Bortzi, the small Phoenician fortress, as the most photographed spot in town. Here, Greek tourism treated us to a dinner that included whole fish, where we learned how to cut it. Separate the head and collarbone from the fillet. Follow this up by removing the tail. Remove backside of the fish and belly side, fin bones from the fish. The bone cage should come up with it, leaving the bottom fillet behind. Scrape away any little bones and excess left behind. Remove any bones that might still be attached. Scrape away any bones and membranes from the inside of the cavity. And voila, it's ready to serve. The Peloponnese is a region in southern Greece, with Monobasia being a magical town, originally carved in the Middle Ages on the slopes of a rock overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. Kinsterna Hotel is a glorious luxury boutique hotel a few minutes from the center of town. Meticulously restored from a Byzantine-era rural mansion, Kinsterna is a self-sustainable and independent community with their own vineyard, olive grove, fruit-bearing trees, fertile vegetable patches, and aromatic herbal gardens. JauntTV got to forage for greens and herbs from the Kinsterna gardens and had a cooking lesson in making traditional saiti pie with chef de cuisine George Hopsas. To prepare saiti pies, start by washing all the greens and chop in a bowl. Add 2 pounds of feta cheese and pepper to the other contents. For the dough, incorporate all the ingredients together. 7 cups of flour, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, a teaspoon of vinegar, a 1/4 tablespoon of cinnamon, and 2 cups of water, creating a soft dough, which will be set aside for 30 minutes. When ready, separate the dough in 2 parts and roll it out. Use the filling as the stuffing and enclose the greens into the dough. Bake at 350 degrees for 20 to 30 minutes until browned. Santorini is one of the most popular islands of Greece, especially among honeymooners and first-timers. It's instantly recognizable for its whitewashed, cube-shaped buildings adorned with blue accents. Houses cling to the steep cliffs as tangerine sunsets light up the sky and the Aegean Sea. The traditional architecture of white houses reflects the dazzling sunlight, keeping them cool. Cruise ships port in the water of Tyre, and they are boated in. Tourists can take a gondola to the top of the hill, enjoy rides on donkeys, hike, and shop. Ia is a popular spot and the most visited village in Santorini on the northwestern tip of the island. It's filled with high-end boutique shops and fancy restaurants. Here you can spot women using a photo op of the flying dresses that flow in the wind. Santorini was created 3,600 years ago from a volcanic eruption, covering it in pumice, volcanic ash, and lava, and giving it its interesting shape. These ingredients are what give the black sand and pebble beaches their unique color, a special vacation spot. Athens is the capital and largest city of Greece. As one of the world's oldest cities, it's worth exploring some of its history and hitting some must-sees. The monuments of the Acropolis stand in harmony on the top of a rocky hill in the center of Athens. On its flat top, there are 3 temples, the most famous, the Parthenon, the Erechtheum, and the Temple of Athena Nike. These unique masterpieces of ancient architecture combine different orders and styles of classical art in a most innovative manner, and have influenced art and culture for many centuries. The modern Acropolis Museum rests at the foot of the Acropolis and showcases its surviving treasures. The collection reveals layers of history. There are ruins visible in its floor, and through floor-to-ceiling windows, the Acropolis is always visible above. The restaurant has superb views, and the surrounding neighborhood is charming and quaint. The old Panathenaic Olympic Stadium is a classical cultural monument of Greece. Built of granite in the late 19th century on the site of ancient Athens from the 4th century, the stadium hosted the first modern Olympic Games in 1896. It's also the place where the Olympic Flames set up its journey to the hosted cities. The Old Royal Palace in the heart of Athens is the first royal palace of modern Greece, completed in 1843. Hourly, there's a changing of the guards, where the men walk and lift their legs in slow-motion type movements. When it comes time for shopping, check out Kolonaki Square, a modern street lined with the city's chicest boutiques, coffee houses, and restaurants. Messenia is a hidden gem on the southwest end of Greece, a region highlighting 4,500 years of civilization, with glorious beaches, enchanting villages, ancient ruins, Venetian castles, vast olive groves, mountains, and coves. Messenia is home to the UNESCO archaeological site of ancient Messene, dating back to the 3rd century BC, where it was a prosperous political, religious, and artistic center during the Hellenistic and early imperial times. The city of Messene was developed at the foot of Mount Ithome, a natural fortress protected by strong fortifications. Among these valleys and low hills, the preserved city provides a glimpse of how people may have lived during their lives. Among secular buildings, there are the theater, the stadium gymnasium, a fountain, as well as bath complexes and urban Roman villas. Sacred buildings, monuments, and shrines were dedicated to the worship of Greek gods, as well as to heroes, settlers, emperors, and benefactors of the city. The mountainous area of Messenia has many water springs. Drinking from them is said to bring good luck. We stopped and enjoyed a bite at Ithome Cafe restaurant overlooking the site. This family-owned restaurant served us the best meal of the trip, including Greek salad, moussaka, grilled sausage and cheese, a green salad with fresh figs, and a superior bottle of Dalamara wine, followed by a delicious homemade olive ice cream. Greece is known for its crystal blue waters, romantic environment, and mythological sites, but you don't have to go to the islands for the experience. The peninsula of southern Greece, the Peloponnese, has a stunning coastline, archaeological sites, and amazing castles. JauntTV visits some highlights. The Scorus Winery is a modern facility located among lush vineyards. We had a tour to see how the wine is made and stored, followed by a tasting. One of the best preserved ancient theaters in Greece, with perfect acoustics and symmetrical structure, is the ancient theater of Epidaurus. Built within a pine forest in the late 4th century BC, the limestone seats amplify the high-frequency sounds, so you can hear actors perfectly without microphones. Nafplio is a quaint seaport town loaded with restaurants, boutique hotels, and high-end shopping. The community is friendly, sitting outside in cafes and restaurants with live music lilting in the air. Mystras is a fortified town and UNESCO site close to Sparta. The preserved ghost city was walled and developed down the hillside with interesting architecture and valuable frescoes still preserved in the structures today. The Diros Caves are an awe-inspiring experience as you travel back to the Neolithic era during a 40-minute tour through intricate passages and galleries with reflective stalactites. An impressive and magical town, Monovasia was entirely carved on the slopes of a rock overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. Old stone streets with noble mansions have been converted into guest houses and boutique hotels by the dozen permanent resident families. We witnessed a wedding party serenade through the main street, a fairy tale stretch with small taverns, cafes, and shops. Kinsterna Hotel is a glorious luxury boutique hotel in the area, meticulously restored from a Byzantine-era rural mansion. The property has its own vineyard, an olive orchard, as well as gardens where all the herbs, fruits, and vegetables are grown. The UNESCO site of ancient Mycenae dates back to the 3rd century BC. This preserved city has temples, theaters, statues, fountains, home structures, walls, towers, gates, and a stadium, many in pristine condition. That's just some of the Peloponnese.